I'm telling you, I get the sense that people are so fed up that they're done with worried about retweets or tone, because one person wants to just enforce the law. Not talking about race, not talking about gender, just enforce the law. And the other one just wants to go think criminal first. It's all about the criminal. It's emptying the prisons, letting them out, and then yelling about guns when there's a problem.
So check it out, man. Bail reform was passed in New York State a few years back, and it's a very political matter as you hear that clip and you see people debating about it on a presidential level and on a state level with the New York State governor and everything. And it's a very big political matter debate going on right now. And now this guy, Emanuel Santiago, in a way, has kind of became the face of this. He's a 32-year-old, said to be Latin King gang member in New York. And you may have seen a lot of posts, articles about this individual over the past few days. Comment personally if you had and your thoughts on bail reform and what the laws are when it comes to bail in your state. But the situation with this guy, Emanuel Santiago, you see, he's been arrested 9 times in New York and released pretty much every other time. He's had a wide variety of arrests. It said that he has open cases in the Bronx ranging from weapons charges, intent to sell drugs, grand larceny, and burglary. And until just Tuesday that just passed, he was released with no bail, right? But now when he went back to court this time, the prosecutors were like, Your Honor, this dude has an ish load of charges. We need him remanded into custody. And the court ended up setting a $20,000 bail. They still went with a bail, no remand. But this guy is becoming the face of all this as of late, as the political sides duel back and forth about bail reform, as New York State governor is said to be trying to roll it back and get rid of bail reform, which we're going to talk more about in just a moment. People are protesting. It's a very, very hot button issue in New York right now on a political level. And you've probably seen this, as I stated, with this guy, other situations, but he's been the main face that the news has been running with lately. And basically since 29, I believe, is when this went into effect in New York State, as long as you're not charged with a violent felony, you're supposed to be released, right? With the court date. Just book and release, which in a lot of major cities that aren't small towns, it's kind of been that way to a degree a lot of the time, that you can get an appearance ticket to court, or you would be arrested, sit the night in custody, see the judge in the morning, and be released on your own recognizance. But some places that's not the case. They'll throw a high bail on someone, or just a bail for something that someone consider a petty charge. You know, everyone comment with your thoughts, your life experiences, what you see going on where you live. I mean, the whole idea of bail is that when it comes to the criminal justice system, you're innocent until proven guilty. But oftentimes, you know, the court works the other way around. And let's be clear and let's keep it real, right? There is a lot of people that are freed on appeals, or since DNA has come into effect, right? We see innocence projects freeing people and things of that nature, you know, where there is innocent people behind bars. That is true, right? But when it comes to bail, what has happened to a lot of people over the years that don't have the money to post bail, that may be innocent and have never been in trouble before, say, you know, and are living paycheck to paycheck, they get bagged up, arrested, locked up on something. They're missing work. They can't get home, go to work, take care of their family. They don't have someone to put up bail for them. They end up sitting in jail. Like, what do I do when the reality sits in that they're not getting out? And oftentimes these people can be innocent, or some would say, you know, if they did do something, are not incarcerated on something that should make their whole life fall apart. I mean, it's all up for debate. That's what I'm saying. This isn't a simple issue, but the whole point of the bail reform is that it's caused a lot of people over time, who couldn't afford bail or couldn't afford a legal defense or just don't have knowledge of all this stuff, right? To sit in jail a week or two and be like, what am I going to do? I got to get free. And then they'll say, okay, take this program. You have to plead guilty to this, or just go home on a program where oftentimes they have to pay more money, or if they don't get a program, they end up with a misdemeanor on their record that in some instances can mess up their background check for future job opportunities and stuff like that. And it's just a vicious cycle oftentimes. And it's happened for years that a lot of people have just had their lives fall apart, or innocent people have pled guilty to stuff because they're behind bars in jail, presumed innocent until being found guilty, but being held in custody and can't post the bail. You know what I mean? So the bail reform, comment if y'all feel what I'm saying on that, about that whole cycle. I mean, no system is perfect. The good comes with the bad and everything. And, that's what the bail reform was supposed to do, was allow people to be able to fight the case as a free person, which, constitutionally, with the whole innocent till proven guilty thing, sounds like that should be how one should be able to fight a case. I mean, if someone's charged with a violent crime and there's a lot of evidence and stuff like that, then okay, it makes sense to have them incarcerated. But if someone gets in an argument in public or gets caught with a small amount of drugs that is for personal use, do you think that they belong incarcerated? I'm just curious, because that's the whole nother discussion. Do people that are using drugs deserve to be locked up, or should they be getting help? And there's just so many avenues and debates when it comes to this whole cash bail system. But more or less, it was supposed to help people be able to get them a good legal defense and still be able to work and provide for their family. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but look at guys like this guy, Emanuel Santiago, arrested 9 times. All these other times, he didn't have to post a bail, and he went out and reoffended, which a lot of these cases are still open, right? So he would still be presumed innocent until proven guilty. But I know a lot of people are going to say, come on, man, you know what it is. I mean, I don't know. Nothing is so simple, but I can understand that if someone is having police contact this many times, I mean, logic would think, okay, in a situation like this guy should have had a cash bail put on him. That would make sense to me. If you're arrested 9 times in a few month period, it shouldn't have took to the 8th or 9th arrest for the courts to put a bail on you. And I point out that the prosecutors asked for the dude to be remanded. The judge set a $20,000 bail. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk to everyone about this and see everyone's thoughts and input in this debate. As always, that's what it's all about on this channel, is hearing from all the people out there on all this different true crime or crime news. And I just kept seeing article after article, post after post, is getting a lot of coverage about this alleged or said to be Latin King member, Emanuel Santiago, 32 years old, of the Bronx, having 8-9 arrests, and we're only 4 months into this calendar, into this year. And, politicians are running wild with this right now, as the governor is said to be wanting to roll back the cash bail and go back to the old way. And then you heard in that other debate, it was being debated on a political level, like with the presidency and everything like that. And, oftentimes I think it's interesting and important to really delve into these political matters as a regular, everyday person, But I personally would say, when it comes to the, no cash bail system and setup that they've had going on. I would support that, but I would think that things need to be looked at on a case to case basis. As has a person been arrested 8, 9 times? I mean, then they should probably have to post a bail. Does the person have a violent record of convictions? Again, we're speaking of convictions. Arrests don't always necessarily equate to convictions. And then there's times where there isn't convictions and there should be. You know what I'm saying? It's a tricky thing, but ultimately this no cash bail was put into place to help the everyday individual be able to provide themselves with a good legal defense and be able to be on the street fighting a case and be able to take care of themselves and their family and still contribute to society, with the job, putting in hours and being a productive member of society. Sometimes it does spring criminals. Sometimes it helps everyday citizens. Again, no system is perfect. No situation is that simple. But everyone hit the comments, share your thoughts. And again, I thought we should just point this out, how this said to be Latin King member Emanuel Santiago of the Bronx has become the face of a lot of the powers that be trying to roll back the no cash bail system on a political level. He is who they have been running with as an example of why this current policy should be changed. So let's talk about it, subscribe, and I catch you on the next one. Peace.